Hello everybody, it's I, WebFox, and welcome to another free movie review. Today I will be talking about Disney's live-action Cinderella movie, along with the animated short right before that movie, Frozen Fever. So I'll start off by talking about Frozen Fever, since that short came on right before the main feature. I have yet to see Frozen myself, but I do plan to get around to it, but judging from this short, looks like all the characters from Frozen survived. It's very beautifully animated, had a pretty good story. Pretty much the whole short is basically one long song. It's Anna's birthday, so Elsa is throwing her the perfect birthday surprise party. So it is up to Olaf, the moose, and the guy, since they didn't say his name, I don't know who it is, to make sure that the whole party venue stays perfect the way that it is, while Elsa takes Anna around on a sort of scavenger hunt of all the gifts that she got for her sister. But a problem occurs when it turns out that Elsa has a cold, and every time that she sneezes, it causes little mischiefs with her magic that could ruin the birthday surprise. I really like this short. I mean, I've been wanting to see Frozen for a while now, and this just makes me want to see even more. I'm really liking the characters, and it's like that, I don't know, I guess they probably could have grown some since the movie. Olaf is a riot, of course. Gotta love that little guy. And at the very end, we even get to see a little cameo of the big old snow golem from the Frozen movie that I've seen in the trailers. It's a nice little short. Pretty much the whole thing's just covered in one long song with little dialogue at the beginning and end. Even though I haven't seen Frozen yet, this seems to be a very good follow-up for it. And moving on to the feature presentation of Cinderella. What can I say? It's a live-action Cinderella movie. Starts out showing Ella as a little baby with her parents, living in a house that their families lived in for about 200 years inside of a very small kingdom that's bordered by a bunch of bigger kingdoms. Ella's mother died while Ella is still at a very young age, so for the longest time she has to live with her father, just them and the servants of the house, till her father has come to know that a friend of theirs has passed, leaving his wife and her daughters widowed. So the idea to bring joy back to their house and to help the family of a friend, the two widowers would get married. A short while after the marriage, the father would have to go back on his journeys to provide income for the household, which leads to him falling ill and passing. And it's about there that the movie picks up where I do believe that the animated one starts off. Cinderella living in the attic, serving her stepmother and stepsisters. It's from that point that the animated movie and live action movie sort of intersync. It's been quite a few years since I saw the animated movie, so a lot of things had to come back to me while I was watching this one. So I'll just say that the sets in this movie are okay to amazing. Anything that has to deal with the palace looks great. There's a couple of quick scenes in a market. Looked alright, they don't show off too much. The exterior of Cinderella's house is quite beautiful and lovely, while the interior, besides the attic, is pretty plain and dull. Any room could look like any other room, and the art doesn't really stand out except just being boring. The only reason the attic stands out is because it's in such disrepair and is all sort of blackish gray that it's quite a departure from the rest of the movie. Not to mention that it's pretty sparsely open, so you're not overwhelmed with detail. Everybody's wardrobe is quite nice. The two stepsisters are quite annoying. Naturally, Cinderella is very lovely. As for the stepmother, I think that she might be a little too young in this movie. And again, in the animated movie, they have her looking quite a bit older, with a lot of gray hair and I think a few wrinkles and some shaggy cheeks, if I'm correct. Probably not that last part, but like I said, it's been years since I've seen that movie. But she did look older, I know, in the animated one than she is shown off here in the live action. It makes sense to have her be younger in the movie because Cinderella's father was still pretty young, so make more sense for him to remarry somebody closer to his age. I'm not saying that I'm docking the movie because the stepmother's younger, it's just that it's a difference, and I just feel like pointing it out. We do see some of Cinderella's animal friends, mainly the mice. Gus gets name dropped a lot. A couple others had names too, but they were hardly ever mentioned. Bluebirds only appeared once, I do believe. I did like the fairy godmother, but she came out of nowhere and disappeared just as quickly. She was there to drop a bit of story of what she was there for, and to give a laugh or two as she tries to figure out how to use her magic. Well, she knows how to use her magic, she's just using it in ways that she hasn't before. I really did like the prince. In this movie, him and Cinderella have met at least once before the ball, so it's not like that they went to the ball and then there was love at first sight. They had a little connection before the ball. So I enjoyed this movie. The movie ran for about an hour and 45 minutes, so with the Frozen fever short at the beginning, it was about almost a 2 hour length. If you enjoyed the animated Cinderella movie, I'm sure that you would enjoy this one just as much. The acting is quite good all around, and the sets mostly and the wardrobe are all very fantastic. I can see that some scenes cut out from the animated film, but a few extras were added in, and this also gives a bit more backstory to the characters and the world that they live in. I do believe that there was like 2, maybe 3 song numbers in this movie, but it is during the credits that you hear 1 or 2 more modern versions of the classic Cinderella songs. So this movie is just as enjoyable as the anime movie, I would say. With the Frozen short in the beginning, that's an excellent bonus to probably see in the theater if you've seen Frozen, that is. Gives you 3 princesses for the price of 1.